fellow traders, 'tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Tuesday, August the 26th, the year's 2025. Let's talk trading. Fix one thing. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. One thing to fix, if it's broken, is your risk management. Always have your risk management in place so you don't lose more than you're willing to lose on any one single trade or during any one trading session. Now, fix one thing. I may have broached this subject before, but I've been reading a few things and seeing a few things on the internet and thought I should talk about it again. As humans, we sometimes are very easily persuaded. We go after the shiny object. And in trading, you probably get hit with shiny objects on a daily basis. Somebody's got a new system, a new indicator, you know, a new method. And you know what? You could put me in that category because, right now I'm working on something that I saw and it's like, hey, I kind of get an idea. That looks interesting. But the thing is, all of that is external. And the thing that we have to fix is ourselves, because you don't need any of that. You can trade with a naked chart. You really can. If you fixed yourself, you probably know there is something that you're doing that you shouldn't be doing, or there's something that you should be doing that you're not doing. And that one thing, if you fix that one thing, that might be the difference between losing and winning, or losing and profiting. It's really not that difficult. But it's not easy either. And it's not easy because of how we view things, how we think about things. It's funny that, let's see, on one of these screens here, I don't remember. Yeah, right here. I hit it right the first time. The bottom line, pain comes from your reaction to the market. It was something I saw yesterday. It's like, life is problems. You're always going to have problems, but it's how you react to the problems. You know, there can be pain, but there doesn't have to be suffering. And I thought that was interesting. Because if you lose, and you feel pain, that's your reaction to losing. Some traders just shrug their shoulders and say, oh well. Others, they really take it. They think they're bad. They start calling themselves names. I do it sometimes too. It's like, oh, stupid. It's like, I should have gotten out with 2 pips. Now I'm down 2 pips. Like, oh, big dummy. I mean, we all do it. So the thing is, do we learn from it? Do we say, okay, from now on, if this happens, this is what I'm going to do, and I do it? It's like when I'm trading and I get in a trade, and let's see, is it not on this? Huh. I guess I don't have it on this one. But I was going to say, if I see a 3-ball, or if I'm in a trade, I'm scalping, and I see a 1-ball, I get out really quick. I guess I don't have that. must have taken that screen off of this profile. But that's just one of the things that I do because I know. It's like, and the thing is, sometimes I wish I stayed, sometimes I'm glad I didn't. And, you know, that's why I said I'd rather be mad with a loss than, I'm rather mad with a small win than mad with a loss. And maybe you can find something in your trading that, you know, this is what I really need to work on, and then work on it, and then see what happens. And it's sometimes that's all it takes, because usually there's just that one sticking point in the trading. Now, the other part though is you might be fearful and you might fear losing. And if you fear losing, trading isn't your game, because you're going to have to be okay with losing sometime. But if you have your risk management in place, you don't lose an amount that really hurts you. Not in the long run. And you just have to realize that in trading, just like in gambling, you don't know what's going to happen next. You just don't. All you can do is make your best guess and react accordingly to what happens. You see, I'm looking at this. There's this return bar. Price needs to get back to this level. It's just like the other day when I made the video. I said, well, you know, price needs to come down here. And I don't know, a few minutes later after the video was over, that's where price went. Now, it's not that I'm some oracle or anything. I leave that to Walmart. I like to tease them about that. But we just see these things over and over. It's just like you had this big candle here. Well, price needs to get to this open line right there. It got close. And in trading, like in hand grenades, close is sometimes good enough if you're quick and take your profit, not be greedy. On the other hand, sometimes you need to wait and just be patient. Trust your system. Trust your method. You know, trust the indicator you use. So I'm curious, somebody's brave enough to put it out there in a reply to the video. What's the one thing you're going to have to work on? I'd be really curious to know, because I've been working with traders for decades now, different traders, and most of them are on that system indicator method hunt. Like, what method? What method should I use? Rumple1. You know, I need to make X amount per day. You know, tell me what to do. And I say, well, usually I say just candle colored horizontal lines. You know, start out really simple. Chart like this. I'm sitting on M5 right now, but if you really do want to trade M1, there you have it. And it's like, don't be greedy. You can see what happened here at the psychological 75. It just kind of crisscrossed it, between the 70 and the 80 finally. It broke through the 80, broke through 85. Now it's coming back down. And the other thing is, it's like I tell Walmart, it's like, if you're profitable, don't change. And he and I, we've been through a few different indicators and methods. Like when he came to me, we had the Walmart method, which is shown here. And, you know, we worked on a few different things. And, now he's pretty much using the flip flop boxes. And he's recognized a few things. But, he has, thousands, not 10,000s of hours just trading, the pound dollar. you know, one pair. Don't need to worry about what the other pairs are doing. Just focus. If you take all the variables and you bring everything down to one. I mean, if you keep flipping between pairs, you're going to miss opportunities. I kind of learned that the hard way. If you keep flipping between time frames and charts, you're probably going to miss opportunities. That's one of the reasons I made the multimeters. I don't really have to switch. I can see right on here the candle colors. I can see how far price is from the EMA 5 or indicator 2, as I like to call it, because, the only thing is it just colors the dot based if the current price is above or below the dot. It's real simple. So like right here, we have a flip-flop box, good for a couple of pips. And, that's kind of how simple it is. I mean, in fact, if anything, this was probably a perfect setup. You can see lower highs. You had a flip-flop box. Indicator 2 went from aqua to magenta. There was your trigger point, and it was, good for 2 or 3 pips. And so you might go, well, why wouldn't you write it longer? Well, if you look right here, you could see price was near indicator 2 on M5, and price likes to go back to indicator 2. So if it goes back to indicator 2, there's a chance it could bounce the other way. So like it's doing right there, you can see it keeps changing colors. So once again, scalping, 2 or 3 pips, that's great. I mean, you do that 10 times, you got between 20, 30 pips. If you're trading, with size, you've got some folding money to put in your pocket. So, fellow traders, I really hope that helps, makes you think of something. You take that hard look in the mirror and say, yeah, I got to fix this one thing. Because you need to remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.